Mm. Let's get this party started. Woohoo, woohoo. Waiting for Instagram to get up here. Here we go, buddy. Come on. Instagram's taking a second. You gonna work or? Let's see here. Working on getting Instagram set up. Drop a comment if you were here yesterday. See here. What's up, everyone? Zev, how's it going? Tiffany, good to see ya. Elijah, howdy. We're working on getting Instagram up here going live as well. We're streaming on both of those, and then we'll get started. We are going over currently the book, The 10X Rule, by Grant Cardone. Yesterday we talked a lot about just what the 10X rule is. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Just you 10X your goals, and then you 10X your action to also take those goals. Thanks, Katie. Appreciate it. A wig and fake eyelashes. Nah, that's legit. I haven't cut my hair since like last March? April? Yeah, that's fun. I don't know what's going on with Instagram here, but it's deciding not to work very well. So, all right, we're just going to go without it. See if anything else happens. Maybe not. But so today we are going to be talking about Grant Cardone's definition of success. He's got some pretty hot takes. If any of you guys know who Grant Cardone is, he's the author of the 10X Rule. That's the book that we're going over this week for the Self-Improvement That Sticks School. And it's a good book. I recommend it. he definitely has some hot takes in there, definitely some things that I don't agree with, but there's a lot of things that I do. And we'll get a little bit into that today with his definition of success, what that looks like, what it doesn't look like, how I feel about it, all that good stuff. Excuse me. I just wanted to jump right into it today with him talking about how he views success. So I'm just going to read a couple paragraphs here from this book. He says, there are far too many cute sayings that seem to dismiss the importance of success, like success is a journey, not a destination. Please. When terrible economic contractions occur, everyone quickly realizes that they can't eat or make house payments with cute little sayings. The economic events of the past several years should have made it obvious how badly we all underestimated the importance of success. And he's talking about the 2008 housing market crash there. And how essential it actually is to our survival. It is not enough just to play the game. It is vital that you learn to win with it. To win at it. Winning over and over again at everything in which you involve yourself ensures that you will be able to further expand. And it guarantees that both you and your ideas will survive into the future. Success is equally important to a person's sense of self. It promotes confidence, imagination, and a sense of security, and emphasizes the significance of making a contribution. People who are unable to provide for their families and their future put themselves and their families at risk. People who aren't successful can't buy goods and services. This can cause an economy to slow down and taxes to diminish, which will then negatively impact funds for schools, hospitals, and public services. So there's a lot of things there. And the first, I think that brings up the first big point, and that's that success is not optional. It's key to survival. And not even that, but success is survival. For the purpose of this school, this live stream, and this community self-improvement that sticks, I would also adapt that saying to say that change is not optional. Change is survival. Just as much as success is. Change is survival. And for the people that say that success is a journey, not a destination, well, one, that's partially correct. I would say it's both. Grant Cardone, he makes the point, like, he makes it seem like success is the destination, and I would say to a certain extent that's correct, but you need both. You need both the success on the journey and success once you get to the destination. And just so we're all on the same page as to what Grant's definition of success is here, I'll read this part. He says, regardless of their culture, race, religion, economic background, or social group, most people would agree that success is vital to the well-being of the individual, the family unit, and the group, and certainly to the future survival of all these things. I know I've already used the term success several times, but let's clarify what it actually is. It probably means something different to you than it does to me. The definition really depends on where a person is in life or what has his or her attention. Success in early childhood might mean receiving an allowance for the first time or getting to stay up past one's bedtime. But that would no longer be of interest just a few years later, when success in the teen years might mean getting one's own bedroom, cell phone, or later curfew. Success in your early 20s might mean furnishing your first apartment and getting your first promotion. Later on, it might be marriage, kids, more promotion, travel, more money. As you age and conditions change, the ways in which you define success will transform yet again. And to me, that means that success is just an opinion. Success is an opinion of based off of what you want it to be, what you want your life to look like, and who do you want to become. And within a little bit of background about me, I developed a system called the Life Optimization Loop. I gave a TED Talk on it just a couple weeks ago. Working on getting the book put out as well. But it's a 10-step framework that's designed to help you grow into your best self without sacrificing key areas of life along the way. And before you jump into the specific steps themselves, you take the time to analyze where you are in each of the 5 different categories of life. So you've got physical, social, intellectual, spiritual, and financial. And you need all 5 of those in order to have a holistic, well-rounded life that, frankly, is a life worth living. Back to the point is that success is an opinion. Success is going to be an opinion, and that opinion is going to vary and look different for each individual person in each of the 5 different areas. So your success in your spiritual realm won't look nearly the same as your success in your financial realm, and same for physical, social, intellectual, etc. And those are going to vary drastically from person to person. So you might have the same financial definition of success as another person, but then your spiritual definition of success as that other person is totally different, or vice versa. It just depends. It's all opinion based. And this brings up an important point for me, which is just that we need to think from first principles. And what I mean by that is you need to go out and actually take the mental time, effort, and energy to think for yourself and to make decisions based off of what you want. Far too often, I think many people in today's world, they see things online or they see things on TV or whatever, or their friends tell them something, and they say, "Oh, that sounds cool. I'm going to do that." But they don't actually stop to think and reason with themselves in their head, like, is this something I actually want? Is this what being successful actually looks like for me in this area? Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. Just depends. And so it's really, really critically important in thinking from first principles and in finding and creating a life that you love and that is successful for you, whatever you define that to be, or whatever your opinion of success is in each area, that you take the time and spend the mental energy to figure that out and define what that looks like for you. Any questions on that? Does that make sense? Drop a comment in the chat if you're hearing that, if you agree with that, if you think that's good, or if you disagree with that. I'd like to know that as well. We can hash it out a little bit if you want. Okay. Cool. The next section that I want to talk about in regards to success is that Grant makes the point that unsuccessful people can't fully provide for their families or contribute. So I'm just going to read this paragraph here. So about this time, some will say, but success is not everything. And of course, it isn't everything. Yet I always wonder what point people are trying to make with this statement. When someone in my seminar says this to me, I often respond by asking something along the lines of, Are you trying to diminish the importance of something you haven't been able to attain? That question hits. And for me, I think it's really important to be super brutally honest with yourself when asking the question, like, is this something, or am I, how do I want to say this? Am I running away from success because I'm trying to diminish the importance of it in my head? Is it something that I'm afraid of because it's this big, scary idea, right? Success, what is it? And I think oftentimes from a lot of people, and I know for myself in the past too, when I haven't specifically and very granularly defined what success looks like for me, it's scary. Because as humans, we run from the unknown. We fear the unknown. But when we define and come to know what success looks like for each of us and for ourselves as an individual, not what it looks like for John down the street or Jimmy next door or our mom or dad or our siblings, but what it looks like for ourselves, then that having that definition of success makes it a lot less frightening and a lot easier to go out and get, because you can see it, because it's there and it's defined. So I just think that it's important to make sure that we're not trying to diminish the importance of success just because we haven't been able to attain it yet. Be honest with yourself. Be brutally honest with yourself. You got to be careful. Okay. Then I've got one last section of the book that I want to read here, and then we'll dive into some action items, some tips and stuff that you guys can use to actually implement this. So let's read here. So Grant says this: regardless of whatever goals you are trying to attain, success is absolutely critical. If you quit caring, then you quit winning. Quit winning long enough, and you will just plain quit. Do kids benefit when they see their moms and dads losing or quitting? That's a tough one. Does anyone benefit when you can't get your art sold, or that great book published, or that great idea that will improve everything across? No one will benefit from your failure. However, if you were able to reverse it and attain the goals and dreams you set for yourself now, that would be something. And that one's powerful for me. That question there, do your kids benefit when they see their moms and dads losing and quitting? I'm not a parent myself yet, but I can put myself as a child, which I am. I can put myself kind of in my parents' shoes and really be able to identify, oh, what's up? Really be able to identify how critical it's been for me to see my parents go after things, to see them achieve, and to see them grow and become something more after. Am I okay? Yeah, I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. Hey, Zara Linda. Good to see you. But yeah, it's no one's gonna benefit from your failure to succeed, especially not you. Which is why it makes it so critical and important for you to succeed. That's funny. But yeah, so I wanted to ask kind of a reflection question here. How would, let me pull this up here. How would increasing your success impact the lives of others around you, not just you? For me, I have a lot of big goals, a lot of big dreams, and maybe not unfortunately, but due to the way the world works, a lot of my big goals and dreams require lots of money. And that's okay because that's something I can control. And for me, to increase my success would greatly impact the lives of those around me. I'm someone, for better or for worse, money matters to me a lot. I recognize that it's not important. I recognize that it's not like key to happiness or joy or anything like that. Like, you can have those things without having money, and that's fine. But I strongly believe that life is meant to be seized and to be won. And the best way to do that is by going out and winning and succeeding, and then using what you make of your life as leverage to make more of your life. And so for me, it would really benefit my family. It would really benefit my friends. It would really benefit my ability, like my peace of mind, from having that financial base covered, from having that, what's the word I'm looking for? That peace knowing that you don't, like, I don't have to worry about money. That's huge for me. And so there's a lot of ways that would bring success into my, not just my life, but also the lives of those around me. And so in each of these live streams, the goal is to spend time discussing a key concept from a book from a self-improvement book that I've read this week. So this week we're going over the 10X Rule by Grant Cardone. Pretty great book. I've got a link posted to it for a Amazon affiliate link if you want to grab that on my story on Instagram and Facebook. And the goal is to create someone just messaged me something funny. So the goal is to create actionable steps, actionable habits that each of you can implement in your lives in order for the self-improvement measures that we discuss to actually stick. There's one thing here that I want to just read. Give me 1 second to pull it up. Where did I put this? Oh, here we go. Wait, nope, I lied. That's not it. Bruh, I can't find it. Okay, here we go. So each no, where is it? Okay, here we go. Sorry, took me a second. Finally found it. So a lot of people, when they look at their lives, they know what to change, but they don't really know exactly how. I've read a lot of self-improvement books in my day. I follow a lot of self-improvement people. I've personally overcome 5 different addictions throughout my life so far. Not hoping to add to that number, that's for sure. But from all of that, I've been able to develop a 10-step framework that helps anyone change anything they want to that they can also control. It's called the Life Optimization Loop. I gave a TED Talk on it a couple weeks ago. It'll be coming out on the TEDx YouTube channel here in April or May. But so the goal of self-improvement that sticks is to create a community, an online platform, a self-improvement school, essentially, that focuses not just on the what, which is what I feel a lot of self-improvement books do, is they say, oh, here's what you should change, here's what you can get better at, but they don't get into the nitty-gritty, get really down into the weeds, and give you the how. Give you the specific action items that you can take step by step in order to actually create change and actually implement the things that they're discussing, the what, per se. So the goal of this live stream, the goal of my self-improvement school is to give people action items, to give people the how behind the what for all of these different self-improvement ideas, theories, goals that we're going through. So with the 10x rule by Grant Cardone that we're going over this week, we've spent some time discussing what success is, what it looks like, and those are predominantly Grant Cardone's definition of success. I would say that success is an opinion, and it totally depends on each person, and will vary even in each of the 5 different areas of your life, whether it's physical, social, intellectual, spiritual, or financial. Your definition of success is going to look different in each of those areas at different times in your life, and that's okay. Your definition of success should be changing, or else that means you're not changing, and you're not learning, and you're not growing, and if you're not doing that, then you're dead. Because there's 2 constants in life. And that's death and change. That's it. Everything else you can avoid, including taxes. You shouldn't. This is not an endorsement to avoid taxes. But really the only 2 constants in life are death and change. And you need to embrace both. And so for this week, or sorry, not for this week, but for this live stream, I want to talk about the how, and how we can specifically go and create this success. So when I talk about habits, there's a very specific way that we can build habits that works with our human psychology, and makes them something that will actually stick, and not just something that we say, oh yeah, I'm sure I can do that, and then you never actually do it. So there's a couple stipulations to how you form a habit that works. And here's the first, and this is the most important one, is that you give your habit a specific what, when, and where. And when I say specific, I mean like really specific, like so specific you can visualize it like you're watching a movie in your head. One of my habits, when I wanted to lose some weight a couple years ago, and so I had a habit to drink 12 ounces of water before and after every meal while sitting at the dinner table. So it has that what, when, and where. What, when, and where. And that helped. That helped me to achieve my goal. For me, that was specific. For me, that was simple. And for me, it was smart. And so I did it. And it was small. That's the other thing, is you make it so small and so simple that you can't not do your habit. And so for today's specific discussion centered around success, and what that looks like, the action item that I've got for people in this habit form is for how you can define success in each of your own lives. So here's the habit. The what is write down one person who would benefit if you became more successful. The when that you do this is immediately after waking up each morning, and the where is on a sticky note on your nightstand. So obviously all of those, the what, when, and where, are subject to your interpretation, subject to your adjustment based off of what you think works for you. But I wanted to give anyone watching this a specific example of an actionable habit that they could put into their lives today, right now, in order to actually change, in order for this self-improvement idea to stick, in order for you to define what success looks like for you and how it can impact your life. Before we wrap up here, does anyone have any questions? Drop them in the chat if you got any. Okay. Looks like nothing quite yet, so that's fine. Just before we wrap up, I want to go over the 3 different principles that we discussed today. So this is under the fact that success is not optional, it's survival. In order to survive, you have to succeed. There's no other way around it. And so we debunked the myth that success is a journey, not a destination. It's both, and that's because it is survival. We talked about how unsuccessful people cannot fully provide for their families or contribute to society in meaningful ways. And if you quit caring, then you quit winning, and you will just plain quit. That's a quote from Grant Cardone. Then we asked the reflection question of how would increasing your success impact the lives of those around you and not just you, and the habit so that we can actually go out and implement what we talked about today in order to improve our lives, get you specific how and not just the what, is that you can write down one person who would benefit if you became more successful. Do that immediately after waking up each morning, and have a sticky note on your nightstand that you're writing that down on. If anyone's got any other questions, they can find me. Shoot me a DM if you'd like, but I'm going to be much more available if you click the link in any one of my social media bios besides TikTok, because I can't really put that link there yet. That'll take you over to my self-improvement school that I run. It's got the same name, called Self-Improvement That Sticks. And I'll see you over there. That's where all of the recordings for the live streams will be stored. We have 6-part video courses that are compilations of these live streams put on there for going over each book that we go over each week, with 6 key concepts, reflection questions, and then actionable habits that you can use to get the how of self-improvement right along with the what. I'll see you over there. Keep the change and keep changing.